is a map even more so where your individuals are going to need to show up, because you can't always just rely on, you know, one or two. Playing off of each other is probably the most important factor on the CT side of Cache. Looks like a fast A push coming out of Luminosity. Nothing too, you know, exciting, I would say. We got Davey on default with the dualies and two people set up for this push. So how many kills are they going to be able to get onto the entry? Will Luminosity be able to close this out? Huge flash coming out there, and Showtime grabs one onto Roka, jumping across. Davey's full blind as well, so that utility pretty much locks down the round. Drone luckily gets two more, but we're into a 3v2.
Yeah, Semphis has rotated across very quickly, but needs to wait for Mitch to come across. Mitch, a boost being deployed from Luminosity very early on at quad. Means Mitch has no chance really coming in towards the site. And Semphis, no body armor, has been spotted out. It's just a few more body shots. He's down towards 28. No chance really. Luminosity, very, very quick, standard A main take. And the almost textbook A main standard. Maybe it just depends on how many members you have coming through there, but the flashbangs work out perfectly. Splyce, 3 members on the site, but not enough of them doing damage, and that is it. Very, very quick pistol round.
Yeah, I mean, those flashes pretty much being the MVP of that round, blinding both Davey and whoever was sitting on the fence. Luckily, Drone was sort of baiting for that quad box position, so he was able to get 2 kills for himself, but unfortunately, his teammates weren't able to get anything done in that round, which is really just going to enable Luminosity to run away with it. They're going to buy up rifles across the board, expecting the counter force buy from Splyce, and they are correct. Semphis not fully committing to armor. He might want to go for a bit of a glass cannon later in this half. I would say Semphis, when he's on his form and he's feeling confident, would be a really good AWPer for a map like Cache, because whenever he's on his form on the CT side, wow, Mitch just challenging by himself out there in the B main towards Sunroom. Showtime doesn't even take a hit point of damage, so not off to a good start on this force buy. They're going to have to just group up and fall back to A main, but the smoke comes out to Z, so LG is just going to go for the mid control, play things fairly stock standard, and with this map control and the information, there's no reason logically why they should really fall for this stack. But as I said, Semphis should be a really good player on the AWP on the CT side of Cache, because when he's feeling confident, he just runs around the map and takes different angles. He goes and takes the picks that he wants, and on a map like Cache, you can go A main, you can go mid, you can go B main, you can push aggressively into A main, you can walk, push into B main. There's so many options for you.
PKL is going to make a challenge towards Squeaky, and Davey smells blood in the water, but he can't get the kill down where the members from Splyce pushing in. He's been dinked out, but everyone's still holding their ground. So trying to maybe bait LG into thinking that there's no one else towards the A side, but that flashbang is going to give it away.
Bomb's already walking towards B, so it doesn't look like Luminosity's really fallen for this. The mid control that I think it's Cello has grabbed, really the information that he's obtained is going to mean that they're going to have plenty of time to go towards this B bomb site. Maybe even having a bit of a read off that door push that, you know, Splyce is playing very over-aggressive. They're worried that LG might be sort of figuring them out. They have to make a little bit of a move into the round to ensure that LG is not going to go to the other bomb site. LG reads it well. Splyce just going to save these 2 sets of armor. Semphis going to hold on to his Deagle, and we will be heading into the next round. So 5 alive for LG, just textbook stuff. Doesn't look like they're looking to take any risks. They don't want to be playing it too loosely, and that's the mentality that they're really going to be needing if they want to go for the 2-0.
As you said, the intensity or the importance of this match has brought Luminosity's full intensity coming forward. We are coming towards the dying stages of the season. I mean, just past the midway point.
Yep.
Luminosity are now starting to stagger a little bit behind, so they want to be taking the 2-0 against Splyce. Still very early on. I mean, this would be the abstract if we were talking about an essay or the introduction. No, everything has been just fleshed out as of yet. I want to wait until, like Luminosity could still go to a 5-0 lead, and then Splyce could start striking back because their economy is in order. But we have to take a look at how strong Luminosity's buy round is against Splyce's buy round before we can determine. We need some more evidence to support our hypothesis that Luminosity is firmly in the lead, you know?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we need a little bit more, a few more citations, perhaps read a couple more essays and chuck the references in. But I feel like so far the introduction for Luminosity has been a promising one. It looks like they're playing fairly structured. They're not really taking the risks, and it looks like sort of the game plan that they're adopting, at least so far, is fairly well structured, low risk, high percentage plays. So they're doing well. They're gathering the information. Another A stack out here from Splyce. PKL going to be the one to sort of figure out what's going on. The rest of his teammates walking their way through mid. Going to give themselves plenty of information moving forward here. he did force out a player from Forklift with that Molotov, so perhaps that will give him the information that he needs. Another smoke onto C here from Cello. Splyce should hear this, but they're just going to fully commit to this A stack. And once again, well, now that they have the vent control, Luminosity is feeling fairly confident about going towards this B area, and PKL just fakes off the A. Secures the fact that they're not going to rotate off the stack, not that they probably would have anyway.
Yeah, LG just very limited utility just to make sure they're flushing out positions. Did that Molotov land towards headshot, or did it fail?
Threw the CT smoke and the Molotov from Sunroom, so...
Okay, I'm not sure if that Molotov landed though, because I didn't see it. Like, I saw the Molotov being thrown, but I didn't see it land properly, which may be a bit of a concern coming towards future rounds, because you want that Molotov landing in headshot and default to force the CT off the position.
Definitely, yeah. Okay, so Luminosity, 5 alive both rounds, bomb plants going down. They're going to be stacking up that money, and pretty much the opposite to what we see normally in Pro League. Usually we see about 17 Mac 10s and people just holding W relentlessly. PKL going to lose his life, but he only had a Galil, so it's not really the end of the world. Cello turning from that flash, great game awareness, and he sprays down too, so... Semphis and Drone, the last one's alive, and they're not going to get anything done with their pistols. 4 alive for Luminosity. Great round from them, and the only thing they lose is an ump, as they were able to recover that Galil. Yeah, we're going to drop over the Galil to PKL, and he's going to grab himself an AWP. So early AWP into this one. Semphis, due to buying that Deagle and not securing himself any kills, he's going to decide not to glass cannon. Just going to go for that rifle, so it's really going to be on Yell to make the openings moving forward into this half. Let's see where he takes the AWP.
And Semphis opting to go for the M4 means that he does have more utility, and Yell just straight towards the B site. Mitch peeking open. You can't do that because it means it grants Splyce. No, it doesn't grant Splyce anything but a deficit. It grants Luminosity the advantage coming forward into the first, I guess, semi-mod buy round. Luminosity still with 2 Galils. That's not something you necessarily want to take forward in towards future buy rounds. And meanwhile, on the side of Splyce, you don't have any utility left in Roker. 2 flashbangs on Davey and Drone, 1 apiece.
Yeah, look, they've lost the pick really early into this round, and it's going to mean that Luminosity, they're going to be able to play their slow default. They're going to be able to gather the information, punish any potential aggression out of Splyce, because it really is on Splyce to make the aggressive move moving forward into this round. And they are going to take sort of half measures at this point. So the half measures they have taken is Roker's up on the boost at A, and they are going up highway Luminosity, so this might be found out. And opposing on the other side towards B, Semphis is playing the back of Checkers. So really, they have 2 sort of half measures in terms of sort of more risky positions. Potentially could be flushed out by this Molotov from Yell, but Semphis could make a huge impact in this round. He just needs to take his time. He does spot out Cello. He grabs himself 1, but he gets traded instantly. So not enough done there from Semphis. And Drone, he's going to get surrounded and taken out. So
They've been doing enough damage at this particular point, and Roker just might want to save. There is no way you can get in on towards a 4-man Luminosity stack, and it could have been promising on the back of that flashbang. There was a great time flashbang coming on the B site where Semphis may have taken a little bit too long to peek, could have gotten 2 kills, and that may have turned the tide of the battle, but it wasn't to be. And now Roker just looking to secure maybe a few exits, but soon Neckers is watching the vent line. There's already one watching the B main. They're just going to exit together as Showtime going on the hunt. Luminosity 4-0.
Yeah, look, they've got all the money in the world to work with. PKL is going to upgrade to an A1S from his Galil, so he doesn't even need to upgrade to another, high-powered weaponry, so to say. Bomb plant's gone down every single round from Luminosity, and Yell taking the entry into that round. You can't just go running across the checkers at the start of the round, and that's just a silly mistake to lose the first gun round to, really.
Abnormally quickly, though. Unless Mitch had a poor spawn, because I'm fairly certain a good CT spawn gets you into checkers before the AWP can get there. So I think it's a bit unfortunate. Yell got there faster. Mitch may have had a bad spawn, but regardless, it doesn't confuse the fact that Yell gets the first pick, and from there on in, Splyce either play aggressive, and Luminosity set themselves up to deflect any potential aggression, and then they had to play defensively, where Luminosity just easily just got onto the B site, lost 1 member which had a Galil, and now Splyce attempting a boost towards Toxic, maybe to catch up Showtime.
Yeah.
With this M4, which is something good. At least they're attempting something with this M4.
Yeah, it's good work from them, but really, that's just a really silly thing to lose the first gun round to if you're on the Luminosity side. I mean, you really can't just go running across the checkers and not really account for that first spawn.
Well, Cello nearly does lose the duel against Drone, even though they had the advantage, and there you have it. So on the back of the boost, they managed to secure a kill in a Showtime. It's still in an unretrievable position, though, and they might just go towards the A-bomb site. You know, you have to have one extra person boosting. There's going to be 2 on A most, so you might as well take A at this particular point in time. And you can see they're already set up to do so with 3 in A main. There's a smoke grenade. PKL smoke grenade, not essentially the best. Yeah, smokes off nothing, but Cello just tags his mate in the hedge.
Oh,
May have left for a kill as well, because now Davey, now Davey has a chance of actually clutching it out, because now Yell, it's down towards a 1 and 2. Davey's tagged down low, steals the CZ, he just completely rails Yell, and Luminosity loses the round on the back of some just basic elemental mistakes. A missed smoke, meaning that one of Luminosity's member dinks his teammate. That allows allows Tempest to get a kill with the USP when he shouldn't have, and Davey just sits there taking 1-on-1s with a CZ every day.
Yeah, great work from Davey, just in the perfect position to sort of derail Luminosity's push. They don't secure the bomb site properly. We need to watch where Semphis is taking this off, though, because this is going to change how Splyce plays their entire CT side. And we are seeing that. Drone's made his way onto the counter boost area, so Nekiz sprays Mitch straight through the smoke. That's great work from him. There might have been a little gap in that one. It looks a little deep. But once again, Splyce, you're losing first pick literally 25 seconds into the round. You cannot afford these mistakes. These gun rounds are absolutely crucial. They won the anti-eco. They should be very, very fortunate and very happy that they did actually pick that one up, and Luminosity made the mistakes that allowed them that. But losing this round convincingly is going to screw their economy even harder after winning that force buy, because that, you know, only one of them were really benefiting from that. Cello picking off Drone. Drone's not even looking in the right direction, and Splyce just looked completely switched off. Luminosity playing stock standard, you know, nice counter-strike to watch. Nothing, they don't even have to do anything too impressive, but the thing is that Splyce just aren't doing anything to recognize the pacing of Luminosity. Luminosity is doing the same thing. They're spreading out, doing the default, and then coming out mid-round, and Splyce not doing anything to stop that.
Hiroka's going to take some damage from the Incendiary Grenade. It's going to make their job so easy. And Splyce, even though he gets a pick, needs to fall back, and they might just have to try to save these 2 rifles into the next round. And the M4 and the AWP were Cello on the hunt. Has just missed the timing.
Yeah, so decent adjustment out from Splyce there. Semphis gets sent towards the B side of the map, as we have seen Yell go for a pick there once or twice, but he seems to be changing his positioning up quite a lot. And whoever's playing B on that side doesn't overextend and get picked by Semphis. So
At Showtime, who does a very, very good lurk job towards the B site. Normally just utilizes utility well, doesn't lose it most of the time. And the T is actually going hard on the hunt. There's Tempest with a shot. Davies made a shot earlier on, but still wins the duel against Showtime. So Luminosity do lose 2 guns. Splyce may be able to force up on this round. Just maybe. I think 2 guns were retrieved.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very hard.
It's not going to be a good buy, that's for certain.
Definitely not. See what their money is looking like. I don't have high expectations for their ability to buy into this round. Luckily,
it's going to be a poor force. It's going to be a really bad force if they do decide to do so. They are going to do it anyway because their economy, once again, has been reset.
So Famis and M4 dropped. Mitch is just going to have to deal with the CZ. He's not playing well so far going into this game, and going into a CZ against a full gun round is not going to really help his chances anymore.
Unless
Although
you're
we
Davey.
did see Davey once again on the top of the scoreboard, and no one else really showing up. This is not good enough from Splyce if they want to be competitive in this series. You can't rely on your RGL to just frag out super hard. PKL opening the door again. This is a nice adjustment from Roka. He's really recognized that PKL is going to that door position quite a lot. Fast push out of A main though, so they have got control of the bomb site. Counterflash comes out, but Roka's going to get picked off by Showtime. Nekiz grabbing one onto Drone as he tries to aggress through the forklift area, and Luminosity don't care. Splyce making a couple of adjustments, but the trade's just coming out, and the change of pace is a great one from Luminosity.
Okay, Yo missing an AWP shot. He's now a little bit trapped. Semphis, there's a grenade, but it's a good flashbang. Showtime gets a pick on a Mitch, but Davey will take down the AWP towards Forklift. Still doable for Splyce if they decide to go in, but they decide just to back off. Probably a wise decision, but they're not going to be able to buy in the next one. They're conceding rounds in the favor of Luminosity, where, yeah, Luminosity dropped maybe one silly round on the back of Davey, just getting all these one-on-ones, but overall, it's been just solid from Luminosity. They've got to keep up this intensity, though. It's always been this story. Luminosity, strong start, but They need to make sure they continue this forward. And that's how you want to do it, though. You take down one of the rifles, and now you leave Semphis by himself feeling a little bit nervous. And, well, he'll be able to keep the AWP. Is not drawn off by Showtime, hopping around like a mad hatter. Eco coming out for the rest of the members and Splyce, and Semphis might just have to drop a few pistols if they want it.
Nah,
but
he
probably
should really
keep
save his money for the next AWP.
I was going to say, he should just keep his money up. We'll be able to get 2.4k if he is able to keep the money forward. Or take this AWP to the next round. You know, that's more weapons that he can drop forward, because this is a difficult round for Splyce to take, let's be realistic. Unless Yell gets picked off very early on and then everyone pushes. But nope, Semphis peaks. You can't really peek in that angle. The AWP's been taken across, but all of LG just pushing forward. Mitch has a lot of work to do here. Oh, he can't do any work whatsoever, because when your head just gets ripped off by Showtime just strolling in towards a B site like it's a holiday, it's all over.
So
7-1.
Great changes of pace from Luminosity, a fast out A play, a fast B play, and yeah, not great performances out of the people that sort of need to step up for Splyce, unfortunately. Davey and Semphis, the only ones really showing up to this game so far. But I'm expecting Luminosity to just go back to the standard now. I mean, they've gone for a fast A, gone for a fast B sort of play off the back of whoever was sort of lurking there on the default, making a little bit of headway, and then the rest of them pile in, so good pacing from them. Looks like it's back to the stock standard. Showtime's just throwing out the fresh and smoke towards B. Drone picks off Yell, actually, from the counter boost, so you really wouldn't expect a counter boost like literally about 13 seconds into the round. They must have just sprinted to it. Roka picking up PKL, hunting him through the door, so this is what Splyce need to do if they want to unsettle Luminosity. Cello picking up Roka, who's sort of pushed his way back out the door, and Cello's actually made his way out A main, so good little read there from Cello. He's going to grab a lot of ground for Luminosity. He's actually going to give them a pretty good chance at winning this round. He's secured by himself the A-bomb site, but Drone's still sitting on that counter boost, doing great work from there and stepping up here for Splyce. They just need to not make any mistakes in this retake. They're in a 4 versus 2. Luminosity's got great money anyway. Who cares if they get the bomb plant at this point? Just play it sensibly. You can't lose extra guns at this point, Kev. You just need to chill out.
I still don't know where Luminosity have gone, though, which is they know Cello's in the A-bomb site. They have to concede a lot of control over this in Showtime. Now, will slowly make his way across. He's got the AWP in hand. Cello's just making sure that other sectors are clear. There we go, bomb plant going forward from the A-bomb site. So 4v2, flashbangs, incendiary grenade to work with. Davies pushed up close, and that's going to catch off Showtime. All up towards Cello now has been spotted going towards quad, and this should be a victory. Very easy victory for Splyce, because there's just duels going across. Really good stuff coming out from Davey.
Yeah, so let's see how much these pushes unsettle Luminosity. That was such a quick counter boost on the side of Splyce, as well as combined with Roka pushing door. I mean, that is the 1-2 punch that sort of secures the round from Splyce. The way that it works really is that when Drone's up there, he gets the pick so quickly on boost. That's actually what enables Roka to push through the door, because PKL, who's playing the door position on the default of Luminosity, he's going to have to rotate back around to try to make sure that Drone doesn't go for another kill and is untraded. And because he actually has to retreat through door, it allows Roka to push up on him and really secure that kill. So sort of a 1-2 aggression out of there from Splyce. Good little adjustment to the default of Luminosity, recognizing the positioning of their opponents. And it looks like the unsettlement has happened, and Luminosity is just going to go for this A play off the back of the aggression from Splyce. They may be caught doing the counter boost here. This could be terrible for them, and they will. Looks like LG is running straight past them at this point, so Splyce still just hiding on this counter boost, but 2 players in the A main are going to make it really difficult for them to secure very much at all.
Yeah, okay, so now that the boost comes up, and Showtime just drops his utility towards the B site and then just leaves it. So it doesn't allow Splyce to move off the B site. A really, really fast adjustment. Luminosity realized, all right, we've probably been playing default for a little bit too long. Let's just go a little bit faster this time. And Nekiz and Davey almost hand in hand. There's the smoke to allow them to cross safely. Showtime's going to come up, get the 3rd in the round. He's done well this entire half. And now Semphis and Mitch have to kind of back out with this double AWP setup. It's never going to be favorable because your economy is reset once again. And Semphis, well, will be able to pick off Nekiz. Hunt still coming forward from Luminosity. They can throw guns away at this.
They definitely can. Nice little contact play out of A main from Luminosity and door. Cello picking off Semphis, so he won't be able to keep that AWP going into the next round, unfortunately. Showtime does a great job in that round, playing it fairly sensibly. He recognizes that, hey, 3 of my teammates just ran outdoor and nobody's even shot at them. So he needs to be aware that you know, there's a possibility that Splyce is doing something really silly, like just playing complete retake A at that point and from truck or something like that.
But he
and
didn't
just
get
allowing.
shot. But he didn't get shot at by an AWP, and that's probably the indicator. Because if they're playing retake A, and you know Splyce have at least a single AWP or a double AWP set up at that stage, because they did have 2 AWPs, you wouldn't really go towards. You wouldn't just come out A man and go, oh, you know, Shroud should be completely clear. So he does clear it out. Splyce start off quite strongly on their force buy, and it is kind of a force buy where some of them have gone for pistols on the back of this AWP saved. It is minimal investment, but it's worked out quite nicely so far because Neckers has died. Yell's dinked down towards 28, and Luminosity, they try to go for a split and pick, but it doesn't work out in their favor, and Semphis just looking to do more damage with the AWP.
Yeah, he's got a great opening into this round, and these pistols may be pretty effective if Luminosity does end up attacking this B-bomb site. Semphis, unfortunately, is rotated all the way to truck, and so he's not going to be in position to really stop this B push. He's probably going to get smoked off. Smoke onto the middle of the bomb site is going to really make it difficult for Luminosity. Mitch grabs himself a kill from jumping on top of the box. Great creative play, good use of the smoke from him, and he's really going to delay this push from Luminosity. The rest of the Splyce starting to rotate in. It's getting dangerous from them. Mitch doing great work on the bomb site. 2 for him. Oh,
What is going on? This is classic LG. It's like they win these rounds so solidly, and against just an eco round from Splyce. They've lost the eco rounds. They've not lost the buy rounds. They've lost against pistols. Oh my goodness. It just makes you shake your head in frustration sometimes because they do such good work and then they just go, oh, so there's one on B site and he's on 13 HP. Not like 3 people just individually peek and they can't kill him. 3 people can't kill him.
It's being pretty sporadic at that point, just smoking off the middle of the bomb site and then jumping in and out of it. It's got to be frustrating to play against, and great round from Splyce. Probably a bit of more of a misplay from Luminosity than any amazing brilliance from anybody but Mitch, really.
But this is where
Semphis got the good pick, though.
But this is where as soon as you lack a little bit of intensity, now allow Splyce a bit of breathing room. Imagine if they took the anti-ecos.
3 AKs secured from Splyce. Look at that. Yeah. That's got to be sick for their economy.
Now their economy is good because they've taken at least 4 rifles into the next round, if not 3. I'm fairly certain it was 4. Oh. Did Yell just dry peeks it and just gets the kill. Don't know why PKL wants to peek into it, because as soon as Luminosity get the entry, they get traded back. The Splyce have now started to, fire up the game, starting using counter flashes to take territory. This is really good stuff from Splyce. And that is exactly why Luminosity, you cannot give Splyce any chances. You want to be shutting out this half. You want to make it easy. It doesn't matter how many rounds that you can play with, because all of a sudden you'll find it's a little bit too late and you have to really step up on the back of individual players. And Showtime, once again, he's been the standout player for Luminosity so far. Needs to step up once again on towards this B bomb site. And Mitch, will he use the same smoke grenade? No, just keep the gun out this time. Smoke, uh-oh, goes a little bit too far, and he still wins the deal against Neckers. How?
Doing great work playing around the smokes, and he's going to 2v1 them on the B-bomb site. Honestly, that rotation from Luminosity gave them an opportunity to actually get into that round. But Luminosity's money is probably going to force them on a save at this point, and just like you said, I mean, lack of intensity there from Luminosity, but good adjustments from Splyce. They're actually going to force into this one. Yeah, don't know about that one personally, but that is going to be their decision.
It has gone from a strong, promising half where you can completely stomp on Splyce to now a very competitive half from Splyce, where 4 rounds doesn't sound like a lot, but it gives them at least a foundation to work with in their T side, and any more rounds they get from here bring them closer to bring the half back in towards their equation. They've got the weapons to do so. They've got the economy, a lot of early utility used this time around from Splyce to make sure they hold their bomb sites.
LG not doing themselves any favors with this money management. I mean, their only reasoning for really buying at this point is that Yelver can buy an AWP, and that's about it. He had 5750, so he goes AWP armor. And Cello's got util, but that's it. I mean, Galil's a garbage, to be honest. CZ is not going to do too much unless he's able to get himself into the bomb site, but he's the lurk player playing from doors, so his pretty much whole role in this round is to throw a smoke at Highway to sort of disgruntle the Splyce players, and doesn't work out too well, but, we can't just really harp on Luminosity. To be honest, Splyce, they're doing a good job getting Roka into the game, and that's what they need to do way more. Because Roka, he wasn't doing anything in the earlier parts of this half, but as soon as someone enables him, he needs to He needs to be enabled with the flashbangs. He needs to be supported to be able to be put into a position to use his aim, because the rest of the time, when Luminosity is playing the game, he's getting flashed and just getting his head banged off.
So Molotov coming towards MBK as well as in front of Squeaky. Davey just now standing on top of Highway because he knows mid is completely clean thanks towards Drone. They're coming on towards the site now. Has PKL spotted him out? Yes, it has, because, oh my goodness, you can't just allow Khalil to enter on the A-bomb site and get 2 kills.
Well, sometimes you can.
You can, but you don't expect the Galil to be just coming in. Semphis, nice shot on towards Yell.
Good old single scope in the head. Classic. Necky's playing an off angle here. Drone's probably not going to check this. We'll see. No.
Nah, he's not going to check it. That is an off angle and a half. And now
it's a shadow advantage there. Such a huge one.
But Luminosity able to take it all around, so at least able to do damage towards Splyce's economy on the back of the force buy. But I argue as well.
And they upgrade their weapons as
well. They upgrade their weapons as well, but I'd argue that's because Showtime went big as opposed towards anything else.
I think it was a bit of a misplayer positioning on the part of Roker and Davey. Davey's trying to catch people coming out the door, which is, you know, that's totally fine at that point. But the problem is that Roker's playing the off angle from quad, just sort of waiting for them to fully commit to the bomb site, which means that Showtime's allowed to get the one-on-one on Davey, who's staring at door.
Absolutely.
So just not a fundamental good enough understanding of, like, how the, you know, how the crossfire is really working and who's waiting for who and stuff like that. They're both sort of trying to work towards a one means, and the means are so different in that point that, you know, Showtime's not able to support him effectively. Roker's not able to. Showtime's allowed to walk out and get the kill. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Cello punishing Drone for the counter boost again. How many times can you really do it in a row?
Is Drone even being boosted up? I don't think Drone's boosted.
Oh, he's jumping up there.
He's jumping up, which is difficult by itself already. But now Luminosity realize this, and they've just gone, all right, this guy's just playing near boost all the time. Let's just completely shut it down. And Splyce, the rounds that have been working for them so far is that they either get the opening pick or they play aggressive, and it forces Luminosity to do something very quick.
Or Luminosity just completely misplays and gives them the round.
But that's on the back of being unsettled, as now a flashbang comes forward. Davey is dancing a little bit with death so far because he's tagged down towards 10 from a few AK bullets as well as a Molotov and an AWP. But Semphis, first pick with the AWP. Roker gets traded out, though. They still suspect Semphis to be with the AWP at Highway. But he's already backed off towards A site, does not want to be part of any contest, wants to hold the position still. And Luminosity have 4 members to work with, 1 low, Splyce 3, 1 low. And they're backing off to the B side. This might be a poor gamble because that is exactly where Splyce have 2 members. And Davey, he is an instrumental member. 10 HP. Has to bide his time. And it's up to Mitch to just cause a distraction. There's no smoke grenades, no flashbangs to work with. There's a noise being made. Neckers, will he check back? No, he will not. Davey, 10 HP, strikes out, gets 2. And now the other 2 committing towards the B bomb side. And Mitch, he's done well enough to get the 1-on-1. And our Showtime just has to go for the plan of default. 2v1, still doable for both sides. Showtime with 49 HP, single flashbang to work with. He wants to isolate these angles towards 2 one-on-ones. You see, he's going to take down Davey. Now Semphis knows where he is. Is he going to go for the wallbang or is he just going to peek? He misses a crucial shot, and Showtime will be able to clutch out the 1 and 2. Good work done from Splyce to try to come back, but Luminosity on once again just the back of a single man performing. It really is a single man performing right now because 17 kills. That is huge coming out from Showtime. Considering that he's meant to be the B lurk player.
Yeah, I mean, like, just that 1v2 was so excellently played, isolating the angles, and he fully understands where the opponents are coming from. And that flashbang, you know, that was MVP because Semphis is caught basically looking at the flash and I'm not talking about in the game, his crosshairs on the flash or he's forced to turn or anything. Literally in real life, physically, he is looking at a flash, and so it unsettles him from looking at his crosshair, and when Showtime peaks, he doesn't hit the flick. Just aggression coming out from Splyce here, being denied by Luminosity again. They're playing this slow, stock standard round in the last round. They're expecting that Splyce's economy is not really going to be the best, and they're correct. So with these pistols and with these lack of grenades on some of the players, Splyce are forced to sort of make some aggressive moves rather than play a straight up round, and Luminosity punishes them for it. Splyce, after they've been fairly successful with some of this aggression, you know, Luminosity is keyed onto it and they're really defending it. And at that point, what can you really do? Yeah,
it can work once, it can work twice, but surely at a particular point in time, it's not going to work the 3rd time. So Luminosity do really well to at least close out the half in favor. They start off really strongly, kind of petered off towards the mid part. Let's see how they do now on their own T side on their own CT side against Splyce's T side. We'll be back in 1.5 minutes. Come back soon. everyone. Welcome back. It is 11-4 in the favor of Luminosity as they're shifting towards the T side. CT side. They were on the T side just then. I had it in my mind that we're jumping on the defensive side, and still, I don't know why I said T. At least I was 50% correct.
50%, that's good enough. Unfortunately, Splyce don't have even 50% of the rounds that they need to make this game competitive. Luminosity having a sick T side, and I don't know, I'm not feeling great. They're already looking a little bit uncoordinated on their CT side and the side of Splyce. A couple of good rounds where they were able to get Roka into the game, and a couple of individual players, aggression, little stack maneuvers after they lose the individual pick, but they can't be losing those picks on the T side as well as the CT side, because that's going to make things harder for them again, but we'll see how they end up going. We do know that Splyce have some pretty structured T sides on some maps, so maybe on this map they will be able to do the same.
Okay, so a run boost to make sure they can try to take down Showtime. There it is.
So getting to Sunroom at this point.
Yeah, at Showtime, he's already been dinked out, so he's going to back off already. These Molotovs will be instrumental in killing him as well, because 8 HP, there is no way he can get out in time as this Molotov will come.
I don't think it's going to go to Checker. I think it's a double site molly, and then Davey will smoke CT. Flashes will come in from Semphis for the bomb site, and they'll pile in. PKL getting punished by Mitch from pushing around behind, so they have all the bases covered. They know they don't want to really make this push too early into the round. And honestly, waiting at this point is going to be Luminosity's worst enemy, as they're going to commit to stacking this B site. Smoke comes in onto the CT spawn, and flashes and mollies going in as Splyce pile in the bomb site.
I think one of the Molotovs may have missed, and they have not checked where Showtime is. And Showtime, he should not be allowed to get 2 kills at position, because now it has become a little bit more competitive. Oh, how does he do this, Showtime? He's on 8 HP. Single bullet from anything, Glock, dualies, even like a Bison would kill him at the stage. No Bisons, but you get the point. Roka will get the bomb plant down safely, throw it back a sight. Luminosity just going to team up together. Going to go in together and try to trade out Showtime. Good decision. Showtime's low. He's the bait. He's 8 health points. 8. How does he do it?
Just good positioning and not good enough angle checking from Splyce. I mean, they're just looking to take the bomb site. I don't know what those flashes were, to be honest. Like, they went over the bomb site instead of into the B main area, which really doesn't really help Splyce very much, because most of the Luminosity players are not playing angles where those flashes coming in through the window will really do anything, to be honest. And, you know, there's about 4 different flashes that I can think of from that B main position that Splyce could have used more effectively. This round they will force into it, because, I mean, they feel like after that pretty abysmal CT side, really, they're so far behind in this game that they need a bit of a break. They need to string a couple of rounds together in a row. They can't let Luminosity go up to 13 at this point.
And so Davey has the AK-47 this time. He's just gone, I'm the leader, so Roka, you're going to have to support me this time around, because I want the big gun. Rest of Luminosity have decided to opt for firepower as opposed towards expending on SMGs and utility instead. So you do see that there are 4 rifles, 2 M4s. Showtime, obviously, with the 4 kills, can afford a lot in his arsenal. Normally, you see a person get an M4 and maybe 1 utility, but he's still got a smoke grenade and 2 flashbangs to work with, alongside with the kit, which he may have retrieved. Otherwise, Splyce are going to be slowly walking up A main. And Luminosity do have Yellow close to the MP9, which is the ideal weapon that you want in this situation. He does have an incendiary grenade as well in hand to kind of stop the squeaky push if it does come out. There is going to be no squeaky push. It's just going to be an A main push. So there it is. A smart peek coming out from PKL, but he's not going to be needed because Yell is just going to be destroying with the MP9. He even nearly gets out safely, but Dave with the AK-47 at the very least will try to make things competitive, and Semphis has retrieved himself an M4 at close range. Will lose a deal against Showtime though, who's been looking particularly good, but Davey, once again, another headshot, and now it's Cello. 1-on-1. Davey is low, though. There's a flashbang to potentially allow the cross, and Davey has crossed over safely. And Cello, a little bit slow on the reactions. Davey misses the very minuscule window he's given. And as a result, it becomes close for Splyce. But once again, you can't rely on these hero players. You know, you can't rely on old mate Davey or young man Davey.
Oh, no, he looks a bit. He's a bit like a teddy bear. He's got those teddy bear eyes, and he's a bit fuzzy. So
bit fuzzy.
Maybe Cutie Pie Davey, perhaps.
Cutie Pie. Well, the rep.
Tilted Karat.
That's alright. I've gone through everything on the stream, including Danny professing his undying love towards Sean Gers before, so...
Who wouldn't?
I mean,
He's also a
we've
bit of a
really
cutie
cycled
pie.
through everything at this stage, but what we're cycling through at the moment is Splyce just getting completely destroyed. I mean, maybe not in that round, because Davey at least makes it competitive, but in terms of other rounds, it has effectively been a one-sided Luminosity train in this match, which is expected. It's their map pick. Splyce, we haven't seen them play Cache before.
A main push coming out of Luminosity, so Splyce once again force buying for the same reason why they force buyed in the last round. They have, 2 to 3k. They've got enough for utilities and 1 AK on Davey, so that seems to be the strat for them. Can't let Luminosity get any more rounds, but doesn't really matter when Luminosity is just winning all the clutches and making all the right moves. They're in full control of this game. And likewise, they have full control of A main. Splyce fully grouped up toward this middle area, but doesn't really look like they know what they want to do. Looking like a couple smokes coming out towards mid, so a bit of mid control. Won't be the most effective thing ever with the pistols that they have. Guess they're just doing some things while they wait for this A main smoke to dissipate, and then they'll decide what they do. They've already got Roka moving towards the door area, so this is looking like it's most likely going to end up towards the A bomb site. Davey's up to him to clear out A main against 2 players, and he's not even going to get one. Yell disposes of him so easily, and we're in a 5v4 straight away.
And they surround Neckers. They do quite well just to make sure they kill the A site anchor. Now Yell's going to be taken down as well. Drone with the M4 kills Semphis. Can't land a bullet. And that may be crucial because it is Showtime now in 100 HP. And he's still combat operational. Even a single Deagle bullet meant that Drone could have taken him out with 2 bullets or a headshot. Mitch still holding the fork angle. Needs to be cautious though, as now they're coming onto the site. Well, PKL has been so sharp with the AK-47. From A main once again comes out. They're just going to be retrieving anything they can. M4s, AK-47s, another bomb plant for Splyce, which should mean another force buy. Maybe more AKs on the back of this, but Luminosity once again just too strong.
Yeah, and I mean, I shouldn't really be surprised at this point in the season, but just disappointing to see Splyce not living up to their potential. They're pretty much force buying themselves to death at this point. I understand the logic that they're behind so many rounds at this point after that CT side, but at some point you got to realize, like, these pistol buys they're not working for you very well. And I don't really understand it from Splyce either, because, like, whatever game plan that you have that you want to execute, that pretty much just gets thrown in the bin when you go for these kind of a buys. You have to sort of do some kind of an on-the-fly call, and their on-the-fly calls have not been working well at all. And they lack the structure to really make anything happen as well, so overall just disappointing. Individuals not living up to potential and strategies not there. They're just going to go for a B rush with a couple of utilities at least, but Luminosity's got 3 on the bomb side if you count the vent player. Smoke goes out from Showtime and it's looking like an easy shutdown for Luminosity again.
Yeah, Neckers, they can just take any single angle they want to deal with. Semphis is going to be the last man left standing. Good flashbang coming out, but Cello won't peek on the back of that. Will peek towards the end, though. And that was a pretty simple B-site hold. LG showing how to hold the B-site.
Would you say that Splyce man for man has just as strong of a roster as Luminosity does?
They should. I mean...
Just looking at each individual player. Just take out all team elements.
All right, let's take a look.
And look at the skill of the individuals.
Davey, who are we comparing Davey to?
His PKL, because it's the RGL, right?
So Davey
probably
to PKL,
just across the board, a little bit better skill-wise.
PKL, I'd say, more consistent as a player.
Yep.
I mean, I've been able to see PKL play a little bit longer, so more consistent a player. Davey can go explosive at times, but normally he shouldn't be the one fragging. It's not his role to do so. Showtime is the B lurker. Probably could compare him towards Roka or Drone. Or Mitch?
Probably Mitch.
Yeah, probably Mitch.
Probably better.
Mitch has not shown up today. Showtime has. In fact, Showtime is not only just shown up, but he's kind of put his ticket in towards Hollywood. Really strong stuff coming out from him.
He's gunning for that immortal spot. Just kidding. They couldn't get anybody from Luminosity, apparently.
They got Destiny.
He was on Tempo Storm.
He was on Tempo Storm. So Destiny was on... No,
okay. He was on Luminosity. They made some player changes a while back. 2 for 2. That's and where Cello and Neckers came into this lineup. Yep. Showtime. Davey just drive-by straight over Showtime. He's pissed.
He knows. He just knows exactly what's going on. But that is just show sharp coming out from Cello, just dueling it out. Takes 2 people down for 50 HP. No bullets put in him. But Neckers pushing through the other angle. Semphis has just been lurking the entire time and does manage to get a lurk kill at the very least. There's a flashbang coming forward. There's another flashbang. It is going to mean that LG are going to push on towards the site. Davey gets one. Can't get the second though, because once again, PKL is going to step up. And yeah, this is Optus Memphis on the lurk. He's going to be making noise trying to come out through vents. So they know where he is. 20 seconds left on the timer for him to work with, and no position whatsoever. LG 16-4. Very easy. There was one particular point in time where I could have said, like, you know, it was 4-8 where I said Splyce may have a chance going back into this, had a full buy.